Hello, today's video we have the following content.
Industry experts interpret the failure of the legend of the Condor Heroes. Xiao Zhan was not mentioned in the words, but Xiao Zhan was hinted at everywhere. The legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero starring Xiao Zhan, did not perform well at the box office during the Spring Festival, and was accused of casting problems. Wang Hailin said that the responsibility lies with capital and actors. At the same time, Nezhe, The Devil Boy Conquers the Dragon King, became the winner of the Spring Festival, and Chinese animation is developing rapidly. When Xiao Zhan's fans heard that he was going to make a movie, everyone said that they were ready to support him with all their strength. Just when everyone thought that the legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero, would definitely win the championship of the Spring Festival, a surprise came. Many people found that the Spring Festival was so fierce, and this movie actually had no advantages. Not many people went to the cinema to watch this movie, mainly because this movie was not particularly popular, so many theaters arranged very few screenings. I thought this movie was destined to be a bad movie, but I didn't expect Wang Hailin to come out and put all the blame on capital. He gave people the feeling that he was saying, in fact, it was not that Sui Hark really wanted to give the opportunity to star to Xiao Zhan, but he was forced by capital. But is this the truth? Following Humei's old path, it is disappointing. Now the biggest winner of the Spring Festival has basically been revealed, that is Nezhe, The Devil Boy Conquers the Dragon King. When I watched this movie, I really felt that our Chinese animation is in a stage of rapid development. This movie is incomparable to other movies in terms of depth and connotation. The current box office is more than 1 billion more than Detective Chinatown 1900. As of the time I wrote this article, the box office has exceeded 3.5 billion, which is simply a horse in the dust, killing other movies. Among these four films with high audience enthusiasm, the one that seems to be at a disadvantage is The Legend of the Condor Heroes, the greatest hero starring Xiao Zhan. To be honest, I am not surprised by such a result. When I first saw that Zhuang Dafei and Xiao Zhan were the leading actors, I wondered if there was something wrong with the casting. These two actors are both popular in the eyes of many audiences. Everyone really doesn't understand why Sui Hark gave them the leading roles when remaking Jin Yong's works. Isn't this just laying mines for the movie? I feel that this movie is going to be cold. It is not an easy thing to challenge classic works. Take Dream of Red Mansions, Golden Jade Marriage shot by Humei, which is a wake-up call for directors who want to remake classics. It seems that they have to be cautious in the future. When the movie was broadcast, many viewers felt that the role selection and the acting skills of the actors failed to impress people and made it difficult for everyone to accept. Once the movie flopped, many directors knew that it was wise to give up the idea of challenging old classics. But there are always some people who just can't listen to them. Now Sui Hark has reached a passive situation. This is really bad news for Xiao Zhan. Before filming this movie, many fans thought he was a superstar in the entertainment industry. I don't know if it was inspired by these fans, but then he actually set his sights on the film industry. I thought that the first time I ventured into the film industry, I would definitely get a good box office. At the beginning, everyone was still looking forward to this movie. After all, Xiao Zhan has quite a few fans, and Sui Hark has indeed made many good films in the past few years. But soon everyone realized that their expectations were all in vain. When watching the movie, I found that many scenes were changed into a mess, and the plot development was also sparse. So how disappointing is this movie? Sui Hark was attacked for deceiving the audience with feelings. The movie tickets for the Spring Festival are expensive. The audience spent this money to go to the cinema, and naturally hoped to have a good viewing experience. Unfortunately, this movie played by Xiao Zhan finally disappointed everyone. After spending dozens of dollars, they saw such a bad movie. Netizens couldn't help but complain. Everyone hopes to get their ticket money back. Who can understand this feeling? What's more, they directly criticized, "I have watched movies for so many years, but this movie only made me watch more than 10 minutes, and then I just slipped away." Now many people agree with this view. The box office is indeed going down, and many theaters don't expect this movie. Not long after, Xiao Zhan's fans found that the scheduling volume of this movie had dropped to 11.5%, which made them feel aggrieved. They all spoke up for their idols, feeling that this was an obvious differential treatment. There are also some particularly die-hard fans who, even if they live in remote rural areas, will go to the county town to watch movies. They really want to cheer for their beloved idols. They are really going all out. I just want to say that their efforts have no effect at all. The box office and screening of the second day of release directly fell to the last place, which made Xiao Zhan and Suke very embarrassed. To be honest, if a movie wants to become popular, it will eventually rely on the recognition of passers-by. Even if those fans try their best to increase the box office, their abilities are limited after all, and it is impossible to drag the box office up. At present, everyone has vented their dissatisfaction on Suke. I tell you, Xiao Zhan is just an actor no matter what, and the development of the plot has nothing to do with him. There is only so much he can do, and the plot of this movie is really not to the taste of the audience. When I watched this movie, I really felt that the trailer was completely different from the actual movie. When promoting it, this film deliberately targeted everyone's patriotism, and it really dug out this emotion thoroughly, but after watching it, everyone found that this film had no patriotic feelings at all, and there were very few action scenes, which was really disappointing. To be honest, if it is a martial arts film, I personally think that if you want to catch everyone's attention, you have to have the standard action scenes. As a result, what people didn't expect was that once this film was broadcast, it was completely fooling the audience's emotions, basically relying on those fancy special effects. Especially in the last battle, thousands of troops were still, leaving Yu Yangfeng and Guojing to fight each other. This made the audience feel that it was really unreliable. Can today's martial arts films only rely on such sensational tricks to fool the audience? I think, if Xiao Zhan really wants to make this film well, he has to practice his martial arts well. After all, only in this way can we live up to the production team of this film and live up to everyone's expectations. The disappointing result is that no matter the director or the actors, they are too lazy to spend some time thinking, and they only think about fooling the audience with special effects. This film really took a detour, focusing most of the energy on falling in love. It makes you anxious. Either the male protagonist is in a hurry to find the female protagonist, or the female protagonist is waiting for the male protagonist there. I think this kind of pleasure of Jianghu children should not appear in this movie. Seeing that everyone is scolding Sui Hark, someone stood up and wanted to put all the responsibility on the capital. Suspected of forcibly shirking the responsibility? But was severely slapped in the face now. Many marketing bloggers have also joined this heated discussion, and Wang Dafa is one of them. Of course, she can't miss such a hot topic. During the live broadcast, she directly called out to Sui Hark, "After filming this movie, I guess his reputation will be ruined tonight. I really don't understand why this movie is so unreliable." Just when everyone felt that Sui Hark's performance in recent years was really not as good as before, the famous screenwriter Wang Haling took the initiative to stand up. On February 1st, he specifically posted a dynamic to respond to the discussion about Sui Hark on the entire network. Judging from this post, the screenwriter is very supportive of Sui Hark. He thinks that the box office performance of this movie is really not that good, and he can't put all the blame on Sui Hark. If Sui Hark's level is really not good, then he wouldn't have been able to produce so many good works before. He thinks that the reason why this movie can't become a classic is mainly because the actors chosen by the investors are too incompetent. Then, he started to make fun of it, which was really hilarious. He first mentioned several outstanding actors, and felt that if those capable actors were given to Sui Hark to shoot, this movie would definitely become a classic. But if it was given to some stupid actors, then this movie would definitely flop, no doubt about it. I personally think that he posted this dynamic with a bit of indirect criticism, wanting to tell everyone that the movie is going to fail, and that they can't put all the blame on Sui Hark. The fundamental problem is that the lead actor was not chosen correctly. After Xiao Zhan's fans saw this dynamic he posted, the comment section exploded, and everyone felt that it was really unnecessary to forcefully shirk responsibility at this time. If you really think Xiao Zhan's reputation is not that good, then wouldn't it be enough to just not let him participate in the movie from the beginning? Isn't this simple and clear? If you really want to take advantage of Xiao Zhan's popularity and want the box office to soar like a rocket, where in the world can you find such a cheap thing? Sui Hark also mentioned this matter. He said that the reason why he was willing to invite Xiao Zhan to the crew was because he recognized his image and strength.
Thank you for watching the video. If this is your first time watching a video, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave your comments to help us develop your channel.